आज जा करके बड़े रे दूढ़ा रे चतर बीजी हो कैसे गा मोरा अंगे के मैले छोड़ाया चार बना के उड़ाया ना कहाँ कहाँ करेगा चलत चलत थक भई गए नहीं गए रुखवा नहीं लाई नहीं पवन नहीं पानी रे चले जावे ये डढ़ा गासा ये डढ़ा का पत्ता ले करके कक्का मन छक्की हरता पतिया करे अरे महाराज जी काग जी आज चलते चलते थाक भैरी से ना काग जी जिला कमोक थे सरकार हुआ का कमल छत्री का बोलन लागत ये गा कोई जीवन से नहीं आवे चले जाके
By watching the visuals, hope you must have got some idea about what I am going to share with you today. Yes, it's about Gonds, one of the largest populated tribal groups in India, spreading mostly over the hill tracts of central India called Gondwana land. Namaskar and welcome to Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya. IGRMS has extensively documented the tangible and intangible aspects of the culture and tradition of the Gonds. As you know, art and craft holds an important role in man's life and society. Special workshops on wood carving, painting art, clay craft and Bana Gayan of Gonds were organized by IGRMS. Today we are again here at Mythological Trail with a new exhibit and a new story. The story about the Gond origin myth. In the beginning there was no earth, just water all around. Floating on the lotus leaf, Badadev, the supreme god of the Gonds, felt like creating the universe. He looked around for clay, but there was water all over. He made a crow out of the dirt robbed off his chest and sent him to find the earth. The crow flew miles, and when he was tired, he sat on a claw. As soon as he sat on it, he heard a voice, "Who is sitting on my claw?" The voice was of Kakramal Kshatriyas, the crab warrior. When Crow explained the nature of his search, Kakramal told him that the earth has receded to the nether world, that is the Patal Lok, where Kichakmal, the earthworm, was continuously gnawing at it. On the crow's request, Kakramal brought Kichakmal from Patal Lok and squeezed his neck so that he spat the earth out. The crow then flew back to Badadev, taking the clay. Badadev created the universe. He created all the creatures. The remaining clay he thatched on the net that Makarmal, the spider, had woven over the water surface and placed all the creatures on it. Thereafter, the man asked, "What do I and my children eat?" Badadev broke 3 strands of hair from his head and threw them on the earth. They immediately turned into mango, teak and kasi trees. Badadev also gave him some tools and asked him to make something out of these trees. Man began the work, but whenever he struck the wood with pickaxe, the woodpecker sitting above imitated him. The man got distracted and the wood became crooked. Thus, one by one, the 3 trees were cut down and nothing was made out of those. He got angry and threw the pickaxe at the woodpecker. Woodpecker flew off and the pickaxe also disappeared in the sky. Dejected man once again came to Badadev and explained everything. Badadev gave him some ash to put into the roots of those trees and asked him to ponder about what could be behind the wood becoming crooked again and again. As well as he put the ash, the trees flowered and became forest. But to get the secret of the crooked wood, in despair he hit the ground with the stick. No sooner had it struck the ground than the Basin Kanya, the bamboo girl, came out. From inside her emerged Annamai. Anna means grain and Mai means goddess, the grain goddess. The crooked stick, in fact, was the first plough, and ever since man has been farming with this head. Further, taking inspiration from the ant hill, the Gond woman made Lilar Koti or the mud granary to keep the grains for a long time. The entire story of Gond origin and how man working in close harmony with nature learnt to till the land and subsequently to store grain for rough weather on the granary is depicted on the Lilar Koti in clay relief work over it. Well, the structure behind me is the Lilar Koti, a mud granary made out of bamboo, clay, cow dung and rice husk. Usually, this is made inside the Gond's house. There are 2 rectangular hollow structures joined by a roof wherein the inner arch of the granary with the depiction of sun and moon is treated as the sky, where the peacocks and the bird disappeared, what I have already mentioned you in the story. Here the rice is poured from the top and there are outlets at the base where the grains can be taken out, and these outlets were covered by such clay knobbed lids to close these outlets. The structure is 1.5 feet compact from the ground so that moisture cannot be penetrated and the grains are kept safe inside. Due to the special form of the structure, apart from keeping grains, it also acts as an entrance or as an ad to divide the room into 2 parts. Among the Gonds, Lilar means mastak or head. The height of the koti is kept that much high, so someone has to bow while entering inside it into the house. It is a sense of paying respect to the grains every time.
जो मैथोलॉजी ट्रेल जब शुरू किया गया था तो उस टाइम कुछ आर्टिस्ट लोग काम कर रहे थे। उसके बाद फिर हम लोग ने संपा जी और हम लोग ने डिसाइड किया जी एक गेट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो गेट के लिए ऐसा कोई हो जैसे कि कुछ मीत भी हो एवं उसके साथ साथ कुछ जुड़ा हुआ मैंने मैथोलॉजी ट्रेल का साथ जुड़ा हुआ होना चाहिए। प्यारे लाल जी को बुलाया गया। तो प्यारे लाल जी से हम लोग ने 3-4 हम लोग ने कहानी सुना। सुनने के बाद उसके बाद जब लिल्हर कोठी के बारे में जब उसने बताया तो फिर संपा जी और हम दोनों मिलकर उसको एग्री हो गया, क्योंकि वो लिल्हर कोठी के वो लोग जब घर पे जो बनाते हैं तो बीच में वो लोग के खटिया रख के वो लोग वहाँ सोते हैं। गेट ऐसा बनाया जाए जिससे कि उसका अंदर से लोग आया जाया करे एवं गेट उसका मिथ पूरा जो गोंड सृष्टि का जो महादेव का जो उसका पूरा कहानी भी आ जाए।
डिंडौरी जिला में जो जितने गोंड आदिवासी हैं या गोंड प्रधान हैं वो अपने अनाज को रखने के लिए जो कोठी बनाते हैं उनमें मेरे अनुसार 3 प्रकार के कोठी होते हैं। पहला होता है बिजदानी कोठी और दूसरा पौला, और एक होता है लिल्लार कोठी। लिल्लार कोठी के मतलब ये है कि अंदर जाना। और बिजदानी कोठी जो है आदिवासी समूह में जो बीज रखने के काम आता है उसे बिजदानी कोठी कहते हैं। और ये बिजदानी कोठी का अनाज जो है कोई घर वाले उसको छूते नहीं हैं जब तक साल ना आ जाए। हमारे आदिवासियों में जो सजावट होते हैं वो 3 प्रकार के होते हैं। पहला ढिगना होता है, और उसके बाद चौक होता है, और उसके बाद नाह डोर होता है। और ढिगना जो है घर आंगन सबको सजाने के लिए जो काम करते हैं उसे ढिगना बोलते हैं। दूसरा चौक है जो एक तो जन्म के बाद होता है और दूसरा शादी के बाद। नाहडोर प्राय सभी बनाते हैं, पर एक नाहडोर जो होता है एक खिचराही त्यौहार होता है जिसे छेरता बोलते हैं हम, उस समय बनाते हैं। और उस समय इसको ढिगना जो साल भर में जो बनता है वो पुताई से बनता है, कपड़ा के लेप लगाते हैं। लेकिन ये खिचराही त्यौहार में जो बनाते हैं वो केवल 3 उंगली से बनाते हैं। 3 उंगली मतलब होता है नज़र बांधनी नाहडोर। इससे ये समझ जाते हैं कि इसके घर बंध गया, बिना बांधे किसी दूसरे को अनाज नहीं देते। क्योंकि खिचराही त्यौहार के मतलब होता है कि ग्रामवासी इकट्ठा होकर के जो है घर घर जाके अनाज मांगते हैं। तो जिस घर में अगर वो नाहडोर नहीं बना होगा वो अनाज नहीं देते। वो बोल देते हैं साहब कि अभी हमारे घर बंधा नहीं है, हम आपको अनाज नहीं दे सकते।
They celebrate Bidri in the month of June. They collect grains from all the granaries in the house and then kept for worship. Afterwards, taken to the agricultural field for sowing. Thank you. We will meet soon with a new exhibit and a new story. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy.